Hello, this is Josh Rowlands and this is my coaching video. With a squat, I always teach my athletes to be able to front squat first. So I use the terminology, they got to earn the right to back squat. And alongside that then, we also learn how to overhead squat then. As if you can overhead squat with load especially, then you'll have no problem in back squatting or front squatting. By using this approach, the barbell itself does a lot of the coaching for me. As I said, if they can perform both the overhead squat and the front squat, then the athlete have no problem then in back squatting.
Get to the bar, back squat position, hands nice and wide, feet shoulder bar, get it, lose push pressure up, the bars over the front of your head. Think about pulling that bar apart, yeah? Dropping down, low part of that, getting your knees, following toes, chest up, head up. So we'll do here is 10 reps, okay? We'll pass out, walk it in.
So I've just given a demonstration of how to perform the overhead squat, and this is my athlete then trying to just replicate what I've just demonstrated. As you can see, he's relatively proficient at performing this lift. Maybe a lack of range there, but this is due to the fact that this is his first set, so he's just getting warm here. Thus, we progress the drill by just adding load to the barbell, and just see now how the athlete copes with this additional load overhead. And again, the athlete's fairly comfortable in performing this exercise. This load was actually the athlete's previous 1 RM max this time last year. In the most recent strength testing session, the athlete actually doubled the amount of the weight he lifted above head. Therefore, in a session, we'd incorporate the overhead squat in the athlete's warm-up, just prior then to the main lifting session then. Thus, the main reason we incorporate this, we use as a mobility tool and a mobility exercise then prior to the main lift.
Right? Yeah. And short so width. Nice three grips. Bar ups just laying on your top of your shoulder, collarbone again, chest up, elbows up again, feet exactly the same. Brace again. That's all it is there. So 5 reps then. Chest up, the other side. Over. Yeah, again. Good. Well, we got that. Lift that chest up here, like the other side up. 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 Right.
This is the athlete lifting in this time last year in his strength testing session where he's lifting 100 kilos. And this is the most recent strength testing session then where the athlete squats 120 kilos. Now the athlete would be ready to progress onto a high bar back squat. So you approach the bar, quarter squat under it, grab a hand grip which is just slightly outside shoulder width. This is going to force the scapulars to retract and create that shelf then where the barbell is going to sit on top of the trapezius then. Thus you're going to brace the upper back by pulling the bar downwards and driving your elbows under the bar, but also the core musculature by taking a deep breath and holding until the rep has been complete. You maintain a normal curve of the back, head stays neutral, feet are shoulder width apart or slightly wider, toes pointing out. Weight distribution should be mid to back foot. On the descent, as previously mentioned, take a deep breath, simultaneous flexion of the hips, knees and ankles by keeping the trunk angle as upright as possible, by keeping that chest up, head neutral. A weight distribution moves from mid to back foot by driving your knees in line over your toes. On the ascent, there's going to be explosive triple extension of the ankles, knees and hips. This technical model should be performed even under heavy maximal loads. Assuming that our athlete is moving well, the first clean progression that I'll use is a high hip clean, where the athlete will go from a high hang position where the bar is just on the top of their thighs. This is going to force the athlete to get as tall as possible by finishing off the pull and to drop under the bar as quick as possible. So here our athlete is going to do a high hip clean complex where he's going to do 2 clean pulls into a 3rd clean then. From this angle we can see that the bar is swinging out too much, thus the athlete needs to work on getting his hips to the bar and finishing off the pull with a violent shrug. Thus the athlete will continue to perform this clean complex over the next few weeks until he's mastered before progressing on to the next clean variation. Our next clean variation after this drill would be just a normal hang clean then, from where the bar is above the knees. Then once they mastered that, a clean below knee off blocks, and finally then clean from the floor. A problem with my demonstration is during first pull I don't keep over the bar enough, so I don't keep my shoulders over the bar long enough. Thus, as a consequence, I hump the bar and jump forward during second pull. A way to correct this is to increase the athlete's posterior chain strength, thus the hamstrings and the lower back, by the use of RDLs, good mornings, heavy deadlifts, slow controlled first pulls, back extensions, etc. Set position of the clean. Feet will be slightly wider than hip width, toes slightly pointing out. Weight distribution will be mid-foot. Bar position is close to the shin, above mid-foot. Posture, back is kept flat, head up, chest up. Shoulder blades retracted. Your hips will be slightly higher than your knees. This is going to cause your shoulders to be over the bar. Arms will be long and relaxed. During first pull, weight distribution will move from mid to back. Knees will be driven back. Back angle remains the same. Hips remain high. Shoulders remain over the bar. Head should remain up. Arms should stay relaxed. Transition, a natural forward motion of the knees as weight distribution moves from back to mid. Hips extend, getting the torso to a more upright position until the barbell is at mid-thigh. Triple extension of the lower limb to produce maximal impulse onto the barbell to accelerate the bar vertically, followed by a violent shrugging motion. As the barbell reaches top of the ascent, causes the elbows to flex, whereby the athlete will simultaneously jump under the bar and pull himself under. On the recovery, the athlete will just drive upwards into a standing position of a front squat, where weight distribution moves from the heels back to mid-foot. As I work in rugby, the agility drill which I'm going to coach is just a standard cut, where prior to progressing on to the actual drill, I broke the skill down to ensure the proper mechanics were in place when performing the drill. This drill gets the athlete to maintain a good upright torso angle, but also striking outside of his centre of mass and really is applying as much force into the ground as he steps down. Also ensuring he's got the correct lower limb alignment, but also he's leading that movement with his chest. The drill which the athlete is going to perform is going to look like this, where he will start in the red cone, accelerate for 5 meters to the yellow, and thus I will just say left or right, where he will perform a cut in that direction. Once he's mastered this, I will get the athlete just to react to my call. So he will accelerate out to the yellow, and I will shout green or blue as he's approaching that yellow cone, getting the athlete to react then from that stimulus. Additionally, prior to performing the drill, I will tell the athlete to make a cut to the red cone or the green cone, thus not giving him a stimulus to react to as I'm telling him prior to him performing it. This makes this drill a closed drill. Once mastered this, now I provide the athlete with a stimulus which he has to react to. And if I do not provide a stimulus, he just re-accelerates straight ahead. Thus, the fact that the athlete has to react to a stimulus makes it far more realistic, like we have to do during a game. This is then called an open drill. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Goodbye.